Tribe, happy Monday. It is the first of the week. Today, pause. My name is Allison Jones for those who, pause again. Allison Wright. Allison Wright for those who are new. I am a second grade teacher in Treasure Coast, Florida. For those who are returning, thank you for being a part of the Teacher Tribe. All right, now that we got that straightened out, today is Monday, September 11th, 9/11, and it is just past dismissal time. Remember to take a breath. So, for 9/11, honestly, I didn't even get a chance to do it. It was so jam-packed because we had to do diagnostic today that it was a busy day. Okay, now that is over. For 9/11 today, we never got the chance to do it, but it's prepped, so I'll probably throw it in there sometime tomorrow. So we did do this morning though, the writing assignment. So during writing this morning, I printed out a worksheet that on one side of it says a hero is, and then had a large box with a bunch of lines at the bottom. So they had to write and tell me what their definition of a hero is, and then draw it in the box. And then on the back of that same paper, I put thank you. So they had to write a thank you note to whichever whoever type of hero that they can think of, a police officer, doctor, firefighter, whoever, and then add a picture for that as well. So we did that during writing. For content, we were supposed to, after we go over a PowerPoint, read the little book, which is pretty much the same information from the PowerPoint. Has information about the Twin Towers, why we celebrate 9/11, and then they were going to color it. That was what we were supposed to do. What actually happened today, so we did writing, we did resource, we did recess, we did math. No, pause. Right when math starts is when things got wonky. We had to do our iReady diagnostic today. Because they want us to do all testing in the morning, it has to normally happen during math time. iReady reading diagnostic, we had the whole of math time, which is an hour and 10 minutes, I believe. After that hour and 10 minutes, I think I only had 6 people finished, and the rest of them were maybe about halfway done. It needed to be finished today. So I had them pause for lunch. We went for lunch. When we came back from lunch, I just had them keep going. Our friend who was here today, I had all 19 here today. Our friend needed constant redirecting. For those who are not aware, iReady does have a listening part. So it's at least the directions are read to them. It's not the passages that they're reading and answering questions for aren't always read to them, depending on where you are on your diagnostic. For our friend who is extremely low, he had to have it, everything was read to him, and he had basic stuff like, look at the picture, what would happen if this happened, or what letter does this word start with, or little things like that. He's right in front of me. So I sat here and I literally watched his computer. And then I would watch him looking around the room, and I called his name a gazillion times today just to get him to focus. And then after lunch was terrible because now he's falling asleep. I'm seeing him there with his eyes closed. Open your eyes, friend. But I'm tired. I am so sorry to hear that. You should have gone to sleep knowing that you had school today. He was on time today. I'm so sorry. You should have gone to sleep last night early. That's all he kept doing, sighing. But he kept going, and I just kept sitting here, and I just kept watching him. And every time he looked away from the computer, I would call his name again. I'm like, aren't you tired of hearing me call your name? Because I'm tired of saying your name. But that's the redirecting. It is in his IEP. But it is so aggravating to keep saying his name over and 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 over. But we eventually got through it. I want to say he finished his test at after 2 o'clock. The test that we started during math time at 11:30. He finished it after 2. 2 o'clock, by the way, is small group. So we used up that whole time. I even had a good chunk of kids, because I had them, once they finished with the reading, tomorrow we're doing math. So during math, we're doing the math diagnostic. But I had a lot of them, when they're done, just keep going. Just keep going. So this way tomorrow, all I have to do is finish it, and then we can play catch up from what we missed today. So I do have a good chunk of kids who did finish both diagnostics today. And then once everyone was done with reading, because that's what we were supposed to do today, I had everyone come off. I gave them a little Go Noodle brain break where they can stretch and, run and do the little indoor recess stuff. And then we kind of jumped into math. We did today's math lesson, even though it was kind of rushed. And then we did our spelling quiz, because today is week 2, day 5. So I had to have them do their spelling quiz because they get new words tomorrow. And then the day was over. Like, it was a blink of an eye. Like, it really went by fast today. So I kind of like how I had them set this up. So let me cover her name. So this is how I had them set up their spelling test. They skipped the lines 1 through 10. I gave them the title of the spelling quiz, and then where my hand is going to be their name and number, and then the date goes right on top of it. So this is how I told them I'm going to have them set up their spelling quiz every time we do their spelling quiz. And then, of course, on my little sticky note, I have the answers for the order that I read their words, because I didn't give it to them in the order that they studied it. No. I had to scramble it up a little bit. So I have my little sticky note ready to grade. I did have all 19, but I had one friend leave early. And of course, my special friend, he got pulled for services, so he didn't even get a chance to take the spelling quiz. So out of my 19, 17 took the spelling quiz. But it was a pretty good day, because we have finished the iReady reading and the STAR reading. I was able to, I can't show you their names, but I was able to put their names in order based on the data. So what I did was since all 19 are finished, both iReady and STAR. STAR reading is our state test. I put them from low to high on STAR, and I put them from low to high for the reading diagnostic. So now that I have 2 forms of data I can use, I can utilize this list and put together, finally, their small groups, so I can start doing small groups. I don't know if I'll start it tomorrow, because then I have to explain to them how we do rotations and everything. Maybe we'll start it on Thursday. I'll do all that explaining stuff tomorrow, and then I'll probably start it on Thursday. Wednesday is no school because I'll be in meetings all day. So it is a district PD day, so no school for students. So I might do that. Explain to them how small groups will be ran, and then Thursday we'll start it, which will be day 2 of week 3. I actually like that plan. I'm going to do that. So hopefully tomorrow, if I can group them, I'll explain to you how I'll do my small groups. I want to say that's it, Teacher Tribe. I'm going to print out their week 3 newsletter so they have that ready for tomorrow. And then I'm going to leave. So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, Teacher Tribe. Hello, Teacher Tribe. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, September 12th, and it is way past dismissal time. Remember to take a breath. So the whole school is repping our school shirts today because it is curriculum night or open house, whatever it is you want to call it. I am finalizing our PowerPoint. It's more of just going over it, making sure I have everything that I want to cover for the parents. I don't even know how many of my parents RSVP'd. I know for sure one is coming because they told me. I don't know however many other families are coming, but I'm ready. Room is clean. Custodial came already. It is currently 5:14 and the event starts at 5:30, so I figured let me quickly record, so once the parents are out of here, I'm out of here. It's supposed to be about 5:30 to 7. Hopefully I'm not staying until 7. Hopefully 7 o'clock I'm walking off campus. Fingers crossed. But let me tell you about today. So today was a good day. I had 17 out of my 19. My friend who needs to be here was not here today. And the other friend who was not here today, I knew he wasn't going to be here because the parent who told me they were coming told me that he had a bunch of doctor's appointments scheduled for today. So But he's one of my higher kids, so I'm not worried about him missing anything. And then the homework that he missed today, I can send home with mom and dad. So all will be well. Trying to talk fast so I can finish my PowerPoint and finish grading. It was a good day. We got caught up. We finished our iReady diagnostic, besides my friend who was not here. My other friend who wasn't here, who I knew was not going to be here, he finished both his diagnostics yesterday. So again, one of my higher ones wasn't worried. My friend who needs to be here, he was the one that took forever to finish his reading diagnostic yesterday. Started the math, but of course he wasn't here today, so he's my only one left who needs to finish their diagnostic. No big deal, but he's the only one left. The window doesn't close anytime soon, so we have time for him to make it up. Let's see. What else do I have to tell you guys about? I'm like very excited to see the parents again, which is weird. You wouldn't think for this and for such a long day, you know, we just had the whole day and now I gotta stay a little later. You wouldn't think I'd be excited. I'm actually excited for the event. Don't know why, but I am. Yeah, I'm in a good mood. Very shocking. Baby boy is fine. He's been moving. I had some extra food that I brought, so maybe that's why he's moving, because I just ate a little bit. But all is well in the world, guys. So I'm just gonna finish cleaning and then I'm just gonna see you all on, maybe not tomorrow. I don't want to say I'll see you tomorrow because tomorrow's no school. I will be at work, so maybe I'll record and tell you about the meetings that we were in. Maybe. If not, I'll for sure see you guys on Thursday. Bye, Teacher Tribe. Hi, Teacher Tribe. Happy Thursday. Today is Thursday, September 14th, and it is just past dismissal time. Remember to take a breath. Gotta take another one because today was a day. And it wasn't like, okay, rewind. I had 17 out of my 19 kids. 2 friends were out. My friend who needed to be here was here today. God bless what he got done. What I'm gonna stop doing, because I have such a headache right now, because between him and my new friend is capable. He's just real lazy. So whenever it comes to us doing something that pertains to a lot of writing, he's watching, he's participating, but he's not writing. So when I'm asking questions, he'll raise his hand to answer questions, but he's not doing the writing portion of his work. No type of accommodation. It's just pure laziness. Today, I kind of took our reading block to play catch up. Not really. Okay, we're playing catch up, but we're not really playing catch up. Because while we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, we're supposed to be also doing at the end of each week our blueprint to go for the story. We read 3 out of our 4 stories and I haven't done the blueprint at all. So we used today's reading to do all 3 stories that we have read all on the blueprint. So we went through, we didn't need to reread them because, you know, they know it. And for the most part, I have 1, 2, 3. I want to say I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8. I want to say roughly half my class who participates all the time. The other half are questionable. It's not like they're not capable. Some of that other half is just more of, they're just slow writers, so they're focusing on writing everything down to keep up. Because even though they didn't really raise their hand and participate, they're just copying. A lot of them still didn't finish copying. So it was a lot of writing today. Even when we're compressing everything and shortening it so they're not writing as much but still getting the info, it was still a lot of writing. So my friend with the IEP, if he writes 1 sentence in each box, I would have been satisfied. My other friend was just pure laziness. I want to say this, and it's the same thing that happened last time we had this issue when we were doing something pertaining to a lot of writing. He complained, and every time I kept saying something to him, and I had to message mom again because I kept saying, there's no reason. What bothers me is the attitude. You know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. But when I'm saying something to you about it, you want to just stare at me and give me these faces like I'm bothering you. No, honey. Do what you need to do. And his mom is a doctor, so she's always asking me, how is he doing? Asking questions. So when I'm telling her he's not doing his work, she's like, please send it home with him. I will make sure he gets it done. I'm like, okay, but this is in his magazine. I need it to come back tomorrow. And she said, okay, I'll make sure. So I stopped talking to him. I'll just sit there and I'll watch him, do nothing. And then when he sees that I'm watching him, he'll just stare back at me. And then his other group mates, come on, keep going. I'm like, nope, it's okay. Don't say anything to him. He's going to end up taking it home for homework. He's like, oh, okay. Like, it was nothing for him. So I really hope he comes back with it completed, because the way mom was quick to, please send it home with him, I'll do it with him at home. I said, okay. So for the sake of my stress, because my blood pressure was fine before I came to school, I need to keep woosawing because I can't have any juice. Cough, cough. So I'm gonna just stop with my IEP friend. I don't want to stop for him because I don't want to feel like I'm failing him. I know it's not me. It's just because I have such high expectations for my kiddos. I need him to try. And he just doesn't. And I know his IEP calls for repeated everything, 100% extra time. He doesn't even use his extra time because he just guesses on stuff. Today we had our first district math test. He, again, gets extra time. He has everything read to him. That's probably why I said that. So I read him the question. And then I let him use his headphones. So if he needs it to be read to him again, he can click play. So he's listening to it two different ways. The teacher is reading it to him as well as having it read to him. He also had his notebook and paper in front of him so he can work out the math problem. So today's district test was from topic 1 and topic 2. So topic 1 was addition and subtraction within 20, including word problems. Topic 2, which we are also finishing because I think tomorrow is the review day and the topic 2 test is next week. Topic 2 is about arrays, repeated addition, rows and columns, that sort of thing. Evens and odds. I feel like that was everything. So that was everything on this test. Only 12 questions. And then some of those questions had multi-select or part 1, part 2, or part A, part B, things like that. Even with me reading it to our friend, and I'm making sure he's selecting more than one answer, and he's selecting the answers, like making sure he had everything selected. Obviously, I wasn't doing the math to kind of guide him in the right direction. Not a single question was correct. Not a single question. When I pulled up his score, I saw 0 out of 12. And I got so frustrated because of the fact that he has all these accommodations, all this help. He has all this help, but yet when it comes down to him doing things, I'll read it to him. He'll look focused. He'll play. I'll watch him click play. I'll tell him follow along, because when it's reading it to him, it highlights the words that it's reading. Even when it's reading the answer choices, it highlights it. I read it, the computer reads it, then he has to choose an answer. Sometimes he'll sit there looking at other people as they're finishing and they're moving on. That's where his focus goes. He's like the dog with a squirrel. Like his attention is, it's bad. So even with me sitting in front of him, come on, focus, let's go, focus, let's go, focus, let's go. Not one was correct. But as a whole, my class didn't do too shabby. Out of the 17 out of 19, 57% passed. I'm okay with that number. My other two, that 57 might drop, but we'll see. As of now, my class is at a 57% average. That is not too shabby. I say if my class gets a 50, I'm happy. So I think another teacher was complaining because she had like 41 or 42% average. So I'm I'm pretty happy with them. The rest of them seem to fly through it. When it comes to math, my class is pretty good. It's just a matter of staying focused. Make sure you're doing what you have to do. Double check your answers. A lot of them would make the simple mistakes. And that's part of the problem as well. If you double checked your answer, you should have selected 3 answers instead of just 2. Multi-select, it's supposed to be more than 1. You need to check all of your options, like things like that. It's a little annoying, but I could say it until I'm blue in the face, and there's still gonna be someone who makes a silly mistake. But besides my IEP friend and my lazy friend who took forever to write, it was a pretty good day. We had art for resource. I had to do a lot of walking today. Walking to the other side of the school with this belly. I'm getting close, guys. I'm at 35 weeks today. I'm 35 weeks pregnant. So I don't know how much longer I'm gonna have until baby boy gets here. The goal is to try and go at least up to 39 weeks, because that's when the quarter ends, a week before my due date. Fingers crossed. Again, that's the plan. Finish off the quarter, be out for the second quarter, and come back in January, a little after third quarter, maybe a week or 2 after third quarter starts. So that's the goal. We'll see if it gets executed, because baby boy's been moving a lot. But I'm happy, I'm excited in terms of him. In terms of my class, today was not a terrible day. Got a little stressful towards the end because I'm tired of repeating myself. And those two, funny enough, they're friends too, so I don't know if they kind of piggyback off each other's energy, but those two, what can you do? All right, Teacher Tribe. I will see you all tomorrow for Fun Friday. Bye, friends. Happy Friday, Teacher Tribe. I made it. Today is Friday, September 15th, and it is just past dismissal time. Remember to take a breath. Okay. So today wasn't a terrible day. It was a Friday where the kids knew it was a Friday. And I've learned, because I have such a chatty bunch, when I start to kind of goof with them, they take it and run with it. Then getting them reeled back in is a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. I'll pat myself on the back. I think I have pretty good classroom management. But when it comes to this bunch this year, it's bad. It's not just me. Like I told you in other days this week, it's across the board at my school in terms of second grade. It can't speak for other grades. But it's bad. Out of my 19 kiddos, I had 18 today. One friend, mom messaged me last night that I guess she had a fever or she wasn't feeling good or something, so she wasn't going to be here today. My friend was on time today. I was so proud of him. Apparently everyone made a big deal because he was on time. Like, everyone who saw him gave him a shark buck, which is our school currency, and he walked in bright and early before 9:30. So it was awesome. Of course, God bless what work he actually got done today, but he was on time. I was able to get him on the computer to do a little bit more of his iReady diagnostic for his math. He finished reading when we were here, but the next day we did the diagnostic, he wasn't here, which was Tuesday. So was he here yesterday? I think he was here yesterday, but I didn't remember to put him on because we had other tests that we were doing. So today, this morning, when I had my 2 friends who didn't do the math district test yesterday, I had them do it this morning. I had him get on the computer and work on his math diagnostic. I don't think he finished. I think he's in like the 60s, so he's almost done. He's a little past halfway done, so I have to have him finish it on Monday. Hopefully he's here on Monday, and I'll put him on first thing in the morning, if he's here on time, to get that diagnostic finished. Monday, I'm also going to be starting centers. So I have my list. I wrote my list down for my lows to highs for both STAR Reading and STAR Math. So I'm going to be using that to make my list for their small groups. The goal is to get that done and put on their desk in the morning, but then I believe I have a committee meeting so Fridays and Mondays in the morning, that morning period where we normally use it for CLPs, Fridays and Mondays are our time. Besides Mondays, where sometimes there are committee meetings, I am on the PBIS committee with another teacher 2 doors down. I don't think PBIS is starting, or PBIS meeting is on Monday, but whenever the Monday is, I have to go to that meeting. So I'm hoping it's not this upcoming Monday. This way I can focus on getting their small groups. On their desk before they get to school. This way, when small group time is here, I can explain to them how we'll do our rotation. I'll explain to them what daily 5 is. I'll show them how they do their centers, all the things for small group, so we can get right on it. What else do I have to tell you? We had a teacher who was out these last 2 days because her birthday was on Wednesday, and her sub didn't show up today. So we had to split her class, and she even got a new student today. So that poor girl was probably terrified. The look on her face was, I don't know. She looked scared, but first day of school, first day jitters, everyone's on hush hush mode and everything. But she seems sweet. So the teacher that was out is the gifted teacher for 1st and 2nd grade. So I had a 1st grader with my class today. He normally goes with us for resource. So the fact that he was in my room during the day, and because we couldn't get into her classroom, first it started off that the sub was running late. So we're supposed to keep them temporarily. Then half the day went by and still no sub. So all of a sudden, there's no sub, just split the kids for the rest of the day. But we couldn't get into her room because the class next door, 3rd grade, was doing state testing today. So we couldn't go through their room for them to do what they needed to do until, I want to say, almost lunchtime. Yeah, I think it was almost lunchtime when we got when 3rd grade was done testing. We were able to send them to their class so they can get their computer and everything. And then I had my friend on iReady for the remainder of the day. It's Fun Friday, so the kids barely earned it. I think I gave them 20 minutes at the end of the day because their mouths were on one and we couldn't even finish doing what we had to do. But when our little 1st grade friend saw my kids doing Class Dojo Island, so it's this new thing on Class Dojo where all of them can play as their monsters and they can play together on an island. He saw it and he wanted to interact with them. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, my love. You have to be in my Class Dojo in order for you to play, and then when you play, you'll be able to join everyone else. And he kept saying, oh, but my teacher doesn't have that. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. You can't do it, but you're more than welcome to watch, or you can play a different game or whatever. He just wasn't grasping the fact that he couldn't play it as well. So I had to, I just let him sit next to one of the other people so he can kind of watch and play along by watching. Then he's like, no, it's okay. I'll just play my iReady game. So I was like, okay, that's good too. You're more than welcome to do that. Because he was doing iReady the whole time. So I'm like, you can switch to the games if you want to have a little bit of fun or something. And that was funny. But it was a good day, guys. I can't really complain. I really, really can't complain. My kids did awesome on the district test yesterday. I don't know if I told you guys that. I'm actually was really gloaty about it because as of yesterday, when my 2 girls who did not do the test, who had to do it today, there were 2 of my lower ones, so I knew my class average was going to drop. But yesterday, our class average was 57. After the 2 of them took it, one did better than I expected. Another one completely trashed it. But so my class average, after all of them have taken it, is 55. That is still phenomenal for their first district test that they've ever done on the computer. Other classes are in the 40s. So, I'm freaking happy. I'm proud of them. And that's part of why I'm like, you know what? I know we didn't finish all of the work we had to do today, but I still gave them their Fun Friday time. So Yeah, that's what happened today. It's been a pretty okay week altogether. Despite the fact that I had no kids on Wednesday and I was in meetings all day, it was a pretty okay day, an okay week. I know these last 2 days, yesterday and today, have been one of those woosah moments, but ultimately it has been an awesome time. Reading is getting done. We're getting pretty caught up. I know it's a lot of testing back to back because Monday we have to do our test for our STAR math test, because I know we did our STAR reading, but we have to do our STAR math test on Monday. Then they have their chapter 2 test next week after that. I want to say their unit 1 for reading test is sometime next week. There's just a lot of testing right now. A lot of testing. But my kids are doing good. I'm proud of them. For the most part, I'm proud of them. So I'm going to leave it at that, Teacher Tribe. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Hopefully I have a few more weeks here before I go on my little break, and then I'll see you all in third quarter in the new year. But give this video a thumbs up, comment down below if there's anything that you want me to talk more or show more about, and I will see you all next week. Bye, Teacher Tribe.